Woo! Are we gonna have to trek all the way out there, guys? I sure do hope not. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. It's the finally, hopefully proper DJI Air 3S drone range test. I did it low light in Hawaii and the sensors malfunctioned and it was just sitting there in the air for a while in the evening. So it's the second one. I flew right into that tree. You can probably see it over there. It's the highest tree. I crashed right into it and it ripped the camera off. It broke an arm, basically trashed the drone. I did make a video on the actual fixing and sending it in and how much DJI charged me for it. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and watch that video. I'll have it down in the description. Maybe a card will pop up here for you, so you can just click on that if you want to watch. I'm going to be using my little tracker, the same one I usually put on, this little Pebblebee Bluetooth tracker. I'm going to stick it on somewhere on the craft. If we're trying to come back and the battery completely dies, these things shut off and you can't use the onboard beeping function if the drone shuts off and has no battery power. So then this thing lasts for months. So if it's out there and I'm searching for it, at least I can buzz this little beeper, because you all know what happened with that Mini 4 Pro. That thing was lost for almost 2 years. That's in another video that I made. That's a whole series, so if you want to check that one out. Anyway, getting back to the Air 3S, let's get this thing up in the air, get out there and see how far it goes. Hopefully we don't lose this one. This time I'm using just like a dollar store super glue, double-sided sticky tape. We'll see how this works. I know one of you commented in my last video that this sticky tape is long-term pressure sensitive, so it's best just to, instead of doing a hard press, just do a longer press. So thanks for mentioning that. Just gonna hold it down for a minute and then we'll get up flying. And remember, we want to launch as soon as possible. I'm just gonna hand launch it here. Screen record. All right. Just waiting for a few satellites to get our home point. I really hope this Bluetooth tracker doesn't affect anything on the drone. I guess we'll see.
Home point updated.
Okay, ready to go, guys. Let's just launch. We'll leave it in normal mode. Here we go. All right. Straight out. So I'm in normal mode with my sensors on. And one of these is the trees I hit last time. I think it was that tall one right there. So we'll pick up some altitude here. I don't want to go too high because I like flying a little lower to keep out of the wind. And since we're clear of trees, guys, I think I'm going to go into sport here. Switching right into sport. Wow, battery's already 96%. Yikes. Now the breeze, I'm trying to do this in the morning because there is some breeze and I wanted to get this done before the breeze really comes up. Just about maybe variable 5 right now. So we'll see how this works out. So as you can see, I'm just flying straight towards this gap. I am gonna possibly put, okay, yeah, I'm going to put the cruise control on, I think. And since this is a sport range test, let's go up a little bit since we're in sport and the sensors are off. Don't want to take any chances hitting trees, right? I have my right kind of bottom button on the controller. I don't know if you can see that, but this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And I'm at cruise control at like 47 miles per hour, okay? So that's kind of what you can do. Whoa, let's go up a bit. Woo! We are flying, guys. I'm feeling the wind kind of variable right now, but it's really only up to 5, if even that, miles per hour. I'm just pointing in the direction of the craft, trying to keep my antennas perpendicular. A lot of you guys ask, like, how are you getting such good range? And it's really just pointing the controller in the right direction. And you can see that little compass on the bottom left of the screen where it's, oh, you know what I'll do? Let's turn the camera down just a bit. I know a lot of you guys like this view, kind of a 2/3 view. you know, most of the ground, some of the sky. So let's pick it up just a little bit more. Little stutter in the video there. Hopefully we don't have too much of a problem here. I am flying like with a metal roof next to me and stuff. Okay, we're going to be over the road just for a sec. That's cool. Let's see if we're going faster than this car. I think we're going about the same speed, probably. Anyway, what was I saying? So, flying at 47 miles per hour. Hopefully there's not too much interference. But as long as you have a clear line of sight, and even if there's some electromagnetic interference, you should be okay as long as you're pointing the controller in the right direction. You want the antennas to be perpendicular, right, to the drone. So the flat part of the antenna should be facing directly at the drone. And as I was mentioning, the compass over there on the bottom left, you can check out to check your orientation. So you can see the H with where I'm at, and then you can see that little green arrow on the bottom of the compass there. And then the drone, that's the orientation the drone's in the center of that compass. And then I always like to mention, you see the, oh, that's the little owl clicking there. You see the compass there, how it has that little overlay of kind of a transparent blue on the compass? That's showing you the orientation of the craft. So right now it's leaning a little towards the right and forward because the wind is hitting it from the right side. But the wind should be blowing from the southwest. So when we be coming back, we should have a bit of a tailwind. So check out guys, I'll have the mileage up. Gosh, we've already gone like 3 miles. Holy smokes, we're ripping out here. And we're 73%. So I'll probably go down to right around 50. I mean, this might be a slight nail biter. I'm not sure. We will see. You know, I do want to just push the limit on this, see how far we can go. It's always exciting. And you know, what are we flying over? A few country houses here and there, mostly just out in the wilderness. I mean, look at this. This is just forest, mountain range. So who's really in danger here, right? I always like to mention that too. It's like a lot of you drone police just freak out, but it's like, all right, I did lose a drone. Remember that Mini 4, and it was in the forest for almost 2 years with a dead battery, and that battery actually works better than a new battery. I did a test on that, and it was crazy. It flew minutes longer than a non-messed up battery. Okay, so we're getting a little low on the transmission. This is interesting, so I'm going to pick it up a bit. And look at that, guys. As soon as I picked that up, the RC bars on the top right went up a couple. So what that tells me is the mountain was kind of blocking the signal that I just flew over. And so if that happens, just pick it up a little. I see it's kind of dropping in and out a little bit as it gets farther, and that line between the controller and the drone is being blocked by like trees and stuff like that. So you just push it up a little. Of course, you don't want to go over 400 feet, but I should be okay. I'm at 363 from my location. But look at this. Look at the trees. We're definitely higher up. Wow, that's weird. Look at that. It's like
battery level is low.
Okay, I'm gonna cancel that.
To the home point in 10 seconds.
That's interesting how it's like thinking that's a person.
Battery. Return to home promptly.
Okay. So pretty soon we're going to return to home.
Altitude reached.
Okay. So we're at max alt. We're still going up 47. Yeah, I think I'm going to go down to probably just above 50%, maybe like 51. We are way the heck out here, guys. And we're just ripping. Look at this. 46 miles per hour. This is where I start to get stressed out, and you guys might be too. Gimbal's still working fine. I'll do a slight record on the way back just to show you the picture. Okay, so I'm going to return to home now. Just holding in the return to home button.
Return to home.
It's going to turn right around and come on back. Okay. So let's get our camera back down. It straightens out once you hit that. Yikes. Okay, so we're going to put it in sport now. It says it may be too low. You see that warning? Yikes, man. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to get out of return to home. Oh boy. Here we go again.
To home promptly.
And am I still in sport? Yes. Okay. We are flying at the same speed as we came out in. So this is where it gets a little risky. I'm going to do a super quick recording just so you can see that 4K 30 footage. Boom. Really quick. I know this is using a little bit of power, but if you guys have not seen this camera, it is just amazing. Focusing in on the trees. I just touch focus that, and we're going to just stop the recording. Okay. So we're flying back at a good 47, the same speed we went out at. And I'm just going to tap on this warning here to get that away. Man, I just always get so nervous doing this, but I think we might be okay. I mean, we still got to make it over that mountain ridge and get back. And I'm sure that that lost beeper is creating a little bit of resistance too, right? But these things, I'm pretty confident in the ability for these drones to fly for a very, very long time. Let's see. Let's get the map in play here. Oh, that's cool. So there's the sensors. You can actually look out of the sensors. This is always so cool to me. On this drone, and I think the Mavic 4 or 3, Mavic 4 is coming out soon, guys, so keep an eye out for that. Check it out. You can look at the obstacle sensors. You can look out of them. Forward, back, left, right, and downward. Isn't that cool? Just wanted to show you that real quick. Clicking back on the video. 41% power. Hey, it turned green. Nice. So it thinks it might make it back now. 40%. Okay. I just wanted to check where I was on the map. So you can use the whole map and everything while you're doing these flight tests, which is really cool. 38%. I'm hoping we have a slight tailwind. And check it out. You can kind of tell which way the wind's blowing by that compass again. Remember that compass on the bottom left? That blue line there? It was slightly tilted a little bit to the left, so that means the wind is coming from the west. And as far as what I can see on the weather app, I like to check the windy app, and it allows you to see the ground level wind and the wind at like 300 feet. And it was literally only like 3 miles per hour. So I think we're great coming from the southwest, variably. So I think we're going to be okay, guys. And don't forget, I will have had the mileage posted at each interval. But we're just coming back in a straight line, coming back, flying crazy fast. Man, I wasn't even looking at the footage when we turned
Max
around.
altitude reached.
Oh, keep saying max out.
Altitude reached.
Okay, let's just go down a little. For some reason, it gives you a warning at like 393. I guess when you're getting close, it starts to panic out. And not panic out, but give you a warning. Still flying in sport. And my goodness, guys, went down to 50% basically. And see, that's the thing.
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
Excuse me. It's so variable, it keeps warning me. It gave me a warning because we're at 27%. But what I was saying is the variability of wind. I mean, you could be flying fine and then you get a little gust at your front and it will just eat the battery like crazy. And of course, sport, it's probably the most inefficient flight speed, but since you're going so fast, in this case, it may get us farther out than normal mode. I am going to switch into normal mode and do the same test. So hang in there, guys, if you want to see the normal mode, which goes about 33 miles per hour, I want to say. So a little slower, but I would like to see the efficiency when we're going that fast compared to the sport. So you see how it's kind of cool. It has your virtual home point there. You can turn that off and on in the settings. It also has what you probably saw, that virtual line on screen. When it's in return to home, it has a virtual line you can turn off and on as well. And then once you get close to the ground, it has like a little virtual shadow drone icon to show you where you're going to land if you want to do that way, or where your drone is positioned in the air. I think that only kicks on maybe around 50 to 40 feet high, though, when you're coming down. Maybe we'll try that real quick. 17%, I think we're going to be okay. So do you see how crazy? That's what I was saying, is you got a little bit of wind to your back. Let's bring it down a little bit. And helping you get home, that definitely helped me. All right, so now we're getting the low battery beep. You can mute this, guys. If you go down and you hit mute, look at that. If that irritates you, the return to home or that, but it's going to stay off even when you turn back on the controller, so you have to unmute it if you want. So we're going to get home right around 10%, it looks like. So confident. And that's why, a lot of people are saying like, oh, you should turn around at 60%. It's like, you know what? If I'm doing a crazy range test like this, if I turned around at 60, I would have like 25% left. So we're returning at 10, which is not going to be affecting the battery at all. I'm going to turn it back into normal mode, just hitting the controller here. So we turn back on our sensors, and we're going to come in and land, and we're going to do the same test with the normal mode, okay? Let's come in here around to the balcony. Slightly in the shade right now. All right, come on in. And come on over here, and then I want to show you that little landing thing. Oh, it's going to do low battery landing. We could still hold it up. So see how it's slowly going to go down on its own. It's going to really warn you. You see that little icon? I'm going to push up here. And I want to see when that icon goes away, at what footage. We're at 20 feet. There. Right around 25 feet it went away. 30 feet. Between 25 and 30 feet, it just flashes away. There. Right at 28 feet, it kicked back on. You can barely see it there. Anyway, let's land her. We're already down to 5%. We'll do a grab land here. So check this out. I like to put my hand underneath, pull down on the stick, and then once it goes into its landing, I just grab it. And of course you want to be really careful of those propellers. So it's sensing your hand as like the ground, right? And then if you keep pulling down on the stick, it will go into its self-landing, and it gets really slow and lands. And that's when I just reach in and grab it. Because otherwise, if you reach in under it without it landing, it will try to go away from your hand, and then you grab it. The motors are going crazy. Anyway, guys, awesome. That was super fun. That was the sport range test. Looks like my little tracker stayed on there, no problem. Sport range test complete. I'll have had the full mileage up on there, and you guys saw the battery percentage. We got back at about 10%, so no problem for this drone. Let's get into normal mode, pop a brand new battery in, and see how far we can get in normal mode. Now, these batteries probably have about 3 to 4 flights on them each. Remember, this is like a brand new drone too, apparently, from the one I crashed. So it did have a wholly different serial number. Screen record, quick. All right, let's launch before we burn too much power. Go, go. Here we go. Home point updated. You really want to hear that sound before you start flying out. So we're in normal. Just gonna fly straight out here. Whoa. That was weird. I was getting a little bit of a little breeze came up. Okay. We'll get our camera where we want it. And this owl is starting to get irritating with its clicking. It's actually just like a mechanism that's supposed to turn the head that broke. So it just clicks. All right, guys. Well, here we go. Fully pegged on the controller here. I'm going to go back into cruise control. As you can see, we're going 33 and a half about miles per hour. Heading straight for the valley thing there. I'm going to click cruise control and let off that stick. So great function. I'll show you real quick where you go into it. Let me go up just a little, just in case we get into any trees. You can still go up and down and everything, but when you let off the stick, it's great. It just locks it back where it was. So let's see if we did go down. I guess your elevation is not going to be locked, but your speed is. So say I would just push forward a little bit. Let's go a little faster just for a sec. Is anything happening? Nothing's happening. So that is locked. Let's see if I pull back. Okay, so I can slow down. Whoops, I just slowed down a little bit. But when I left the stick, you see how it went back to its cruise control designated speed. Okay, just wanted to show you that real quick. Anywho, owl. Gosh, you're irritating there. Man, the sun's just right on the solar panel thing. Excuse the clicking, guys. That's just what this thing does. I wanted to show you something. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to show you. I might just pull this owl head right off. Get it out of here. It does pull off. See him? Hey. That will stop it from clicking. All right. What'll be interesting, it does look like the sensors are still on with cruise control. So it seems as though, I just saw a little sensor icon on the right. So it is detecting stuff when you are in cruise control. That's great. So it looks like it will fly around obstacles. So even when you're in cruise control, you don't have to worry about crashing as long as you're in normal mode, right? Sport mode, different story. What I'm talking about, guys, is that little reticle on the right top next to the RC signal. It's that circle with the two up and down arrows as well. That's just showing you the 360 avoidance. Whoop, we're passing that mountain, so I'm going to pick it up a little bit. So a little stutter in the signal. That's what happens, remember? You're passing the crest. We got a slight stutter. So I'm just picking it up and I got full bars again. Awesome. And it may actually be better signal than the sport mode here because the sport mode was tilting the drone farther forward. And so that signal radiation may not have been coming back to the controller as good as this one because it's not tilted forward so far on this one. And so the antennas are in the legs and that radiation can come back better towards the house here, towards the controller. So anyway, let's get up a little bit higher. All right, cool. What I was saying is the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance is still on. Top right, you see the circle, the arrows, and that's the 360 avoidance. Cool, so we're just flying through. It looks like about the same route. I think I was a little further to the right, just a tad on the sport range test, but we're basically going in the same direction. And again, I will have the mileage notifications pop up on the screen so that you can see each mileage milestone come up. And I'll also have it, a lot of you guys in the Europe ask for it in kilometers, so I'll also have it up in kilometers, just so you can see that and it's easier for you. So RC signal, man, yeah, it definitely has a better signal in sport mode in normal mode, excuse me, than sport mode, because the craft is not tilted so far forward. I'm noticing that right away here on the signal strength, pegged at full bars. Oh, there it goes down. And then it came back up. So that might have been a little bit of electromagnetic interference from the houses down there or trees on the ridge. I'm going to pick it up a little higher. We'll go to maybe around 300 feet on our height. We go 290. So we're fluctuating between 1 bar off and on the top of that RC signal, which is still absolutely fantastic. I mean, gosh, over 3 miles out already. So you can see the difference, man. Sport mode got us out there so fast, and it came back so fast. I hear the wind kind of picking up around me. Let's look at that compass there. You can see that attitude of the craft is now tilting to the right a little. Looks like it's getting hit by a little bit of breeze. And I'm going to come home in normal too, guys, so we'll see. This should be going out at the same speed it's going to be coming home, I believe. We'll probably go into return to home at around the same time, 50%. And then once it gets locked into its home point and it's coming back, I'll turn off that return to home and just go back into cruise control. Oh, that's what I forgot to do on the antennas. We're going to pick it up a little bit. I think I do remember going up all the way up around this point or a little earlier in sport mode. I do remember going up a little higher to get that signal. So that's what you got to do.
Max altitude reached.
Yeah, so 390 it starts warning you. Let's go down to like 385, 384. Yeah, so what I was saying was in the return of the last sport mode flight, I forgot to put it in cruise control. I could have done that, but I was just holding the stick for some reason. Because when you start to get nervous, like logical reasoning starts to go out the window, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And a few things might drop off the plate. That's what happens with me sometimes. You're trying to think of everything, but then your emotions and your feelings get involved, and you don't think perfectly straight sometimes. I've been flying drones for a while, and I'm pretty good at it, but I still, like I said, I still get nervous, and some things might go to the wayside. Let's bring that camera down. Still working perfectly. We'll do a quick record here. 4K 30. Just a quick one so you can kind of see this camera again. Let's focus in on the trees there. Bring the camera back up. Just trying to make it even, you know. And we'll try to focus out there. I'm just clicking the screen. And then we'll turn the camera off. I'm just trying to make it similar. Look at that house way out there in the boonies. Wow. That is way the heck out there. So let's see, guys. Are we going to go farther? It seems like we might be going farther in normal mode. Feels about the same wind as well. Go up just a little bit more. Okay.
Max altitude reached.
Gosh, I hate when it says that when we're only 380 something. Image transmission weak. Okay, starting to get weak. Wow, we're getting low here. I'm going to keep holding it up. I don't want to go over 400, but I'm just going to I'm holding the controller a little higher and just trying to really get it perfectly in the line where the craft is. We're only at 64% and we might lose signal around this mountain. Oh my gosh. We're losing signal here. Yeah, normal mode's the way to go with the Air 3S, guys. Look at this. We're losing signal and we're only 63%. So,
Max altitude reached.
gosh, I hate how I keep saying that when I'm not even touching anything. So, as you can see, look at that signal down to 1 bar, getting super.
Battery level is low. Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
Well, let's cancel that. Can we go any farther out?
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
Okay, well, we got signal back. I'm just kind of holding it. I'm just going to keep flying until it doesn't let me fly anymore. I'm not going to go over 400 feet.
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
It's still, okay, yeah, we lost.
Max altitude reached.
We're losing all
Low battery. Return
all
to home
connection.
promptly.
And as you see that, the cruise control went off when we lost connection. It came back on. And now I'm pushing the controller and we got 2 bars. So trying to push it. Let's see how much farther we can get, guys. I'm just really trying to get for as far as possible and stay under 400 feet, okay? Gosh, we could have gone farther if that mountain wasn't in the way, but man, this is crazy. Yeah, so RC signal, look at this.
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
This keeps warning me. I'm still pushing full forward and we're still dropping in and out of signal. Yes, I know remote control signal's blocked. It's trying to warn me and everything. This may be the farthest I've ever gone here. And this is staying under, remember. Cancel. Still pushing forward. So I'm just exhausting as much as possible. I'm lifting the controller and I'm just trying to point it perfectly in line, but I just don't think we have any more signal here, guys. We'll let it come back. It should auto return. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Return to home.
Okay, there we go.
Max altitude reached.
35,000 feet. That's crazy. Okay, come on back there, drone. Now we really don't want to be hanging out in the air too much. It's dropping in and out of signal. This is scary because we're just around 50% and we are dropping in and out of signal. Yikes. It should be coming back though. I really hope so. Woo! Are we going to have to trek all the way out there, guys? I sure do hope not. Anyway. All we can do is wait till it comes back in signal. It does have a failsafe to return to home on signal loss. But there's always that worry that, you know, pressing buttons and canceling return to home would glitch out and just sit out there, right? So let's give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm just trying to hold the controller high up since it's completely out of connection. There we go. Okay, I'm hearing beeping. That's good. Is it coming back? Yeah, it's just dropping in and out of signal. I'm holding the controller as high as I can. I'm waiting to see some video on the screen of it coming back. Is it? Okay, no video, but look at that footage. It is coming back. Good. The footage is going in reverse now, so that's good. Oh, there we go. We got our video back. Nice. Man, it's crazy how a few feet, just holding the controller up like this, got my video back in, but then bringing it back down. Watch, I'll bring it back down. Oh, yeah, let's wait till that video comes back in. Gosh, what's our percentage? Yikes, 48%. Oh my gosh. So you see, that's kind of neat how the telemetry is coming in, but the video signal is still, there we go, okay. All right, coming back at what, 26 miles per hour. So I may want to just go ahead and take over and just push forward on the stick. We still have a green virtual line. That means that it thinks it's not going to have any trouble. I'm just going to push forward on the stick, and you see how that got me back up to 33, even though we're in return to home. Before I take off this return to home with the beeping and everything, I know I can mute it, but I'm just going to leave it for a second. I want to make sure it's not going to drop out of signal again. Okay, before I turn the return to home off. Wow, it went down to 365 feet. Interesting. I'm going to push it up. Okay, can't go up in the return to home. Looks like our signal is pretty solid now. I'm going to cancel return to home. You see how that
battery. Return to home promptly.
Virtual line went off, and I'm going to pick it back up just so we don't lose signal until we get over the crest of that mountain. And we'll click it into cruise control now. Nice. All right. Well, panic crisis averted. Coming on back. Yikes, man. I really hope we can get back here. Whew, don't want to go into sport because that is a real gamble. You're going to eat so much more power up, and it's going to drop that battery faster. It depends on how much tailwind you have. You could do that, but with only a few miles per hour of tailwind, I do not want to go into sport. I'm just going to leave it. Let's get our camera back down a little bit. Battery low. It did have a green, what I was saying is it did have a green virtual reticle. And that usually means it thinks it can get back no problem. So I'm going to trust that. But sometimes that changes depending on the battery, right? Each battery's a little bit different. This one may not have as much strength as the last one. You never know entirely with batteries. So once some batteries get really low, they get a little weaker than other batteries. So still kind of a gamble, but here we go. Coming on back. Good. We have full signal now, so I'm going to start to bring it down just a little bit. Just a little. There, we got one signal bar that went down, so I'm going to leave it right there. Just because if there is any crazy wind like swirling up there, it's not going to be as bad as ground level. I mean, you could use it at a higher level to help you come home, but that's also a gamble because wind shifts. And around in this area, it shifts a lot. You know, it could be blowing from the southwest for 1 second, and then all of a sudden, you know, from the east or the north, you'll get a little swirly gust, and then you'll like have eaten more power accidentally. So I don't want to trust that too much. I just want to trust like an average tailwind and not really gamble with the gusts and the swirls. So I'm just going to keep it a little bit lower. Let's go down a little bit. There, we're good. Okay. So guys, what do you think? You think we're going to make this back? 36% up there on the top of the screen. It's fluctuating between green and orange. You see that? It just switched to orange. So there, and now it's back to green. So it's right on the edge right there of thinking it can return to home or not. So this might be interesting. Bring her down a little bit lower. Just a little. Just to stay out of this wind column of unnecessary gusts and stuff as much as possible. I just heard a pretty gnarly breeze around me. You can hear it through the trees. So, yeah, I mean, we don't know yet. I mean, I'm starting to get nervous, but I think at 30% and, geez, we're still like over 2 miles away, around 2 miles. 1 mile is 3,280 feet, right? Oh, sorry, 5,280 feet is a mile. So, yeah, we're just under 3 miles now. But like I said, guys, I will have those milestones pop up on the screen in annotation so you can see what's happening. Wow, I got wind blowing right at my face from the south. So it must have a pretty good tailwind, guys. I think we're going to be all right. I almost want to like go lower and see if it will avoid trees automatically on its way home. Maybe I'll try that. Like if we have enough battery power, and I'll just leave it in cruise and everything, and then I'll just like fly down low so it would have to avoid obstacles. What do you think, guys? Should I try that? That would be kind of fun, but if it does hit a tree, then that would be a whole nother wrecked drone, right? That I have to return to get fixed or replaced. But I do think that would be a really neat scenario. We'll see how much power we have when we get close to the neighborhood here. And so if it does hit a tree, it'll be easy to retrieve. Maybe we'll hit that same that same tall one out there 600 feet away that I hit in the last Air 3S video. And by the way, guys, I did a tracking test in this area, this wooded area, and it was really hit or miss. I mean, gosh, I couldn't believe how many trees it was hitting and falling. And I did that before I did that big range test crash. So I'm trying to work on getting that out. So you guys that are interested in seeing what this thing can do with tracking and avoidance when you're trying to track a subject, I want you to see that just so you can kind of see what this thing does. But 24% and under 2 miles away, I think we're going to be okay. Man, we went way the heck out there. This might be a new record. I'm not sure. And keep in mind, guys, this is 75 to 8,000 feet above sea level where I'm flying here. So the elevation is, the air's thinner up here. And this drone is just flying great, you know, for how high. It does have that high altitude warning. It's on low battery warning right now. You can see it scrolling across the top left, but when the battery isn't low, you probably saw that high altitude warning, and that's just, I don't know what it's using. I think it's using the barometer on board to detect its above sea level elevation, and it's just giving that warning because supposedly if you're really high up in thin air, there's less bite for the propellers to grab onto, and so it might not react as fast, you know, because the air's thinner. And supposedly it can't fly as long, but I don't know. This is crazy. We went way the heck out there. So I'm sure some of you guys will have a list of record ranges, and this Air 3S will be at the top on, you know, one of the top, either this or that Mavic 3 I did. That one was insane. That one went I think it went almost 8 miles. Let's see what this one is. Okay, coming in. I think we're going to be okay, guys. I still see the sensors all on. So once we get past a couple of these houses, I'm going to come down a little lower, and we're going to try that. This will be great. Normal mode, cruise control. Will it bypass or not? Check this out. Oops. I do have it in bypass. See that? So just wanted to show you that real quick. All right, let's start coming down. And let's see if it will avoid a tree. Now we're getting our beep. Okay, come on down. Will you avoid trees? Should I do this? This is pretty freaking risky. Wow. It is. Look at this. I'm not touching that stick. That's crazy. Let's see if it avoids this. Yep. Okay, stop. Stopping cruise control. Oh, that was so sick. So it'll avoid in cruise control. Just fantastic, guys. What are we? We're returning at freaking 13%? Let's mute this bad boy. All right, yeah, I know. Holy smokes, guys. So normal mode is the way to go on range and efficiency on this thing. Just at that 33 mile per hour. Just absolutely incredible. Swing it around to the porch here in case I drop it. I don't want to drop it on my roof. So, hand out, let's seize it. Pulling down. Really carefully grab it. That is my new catch method. Guess what, guys? I decided to do one more range test. I know this is going to be a super long video, but it's the afternoon right now and it got super calm. And I figured, you know what? Since I have to go up a little bit for the actual ground level, I think I can go over 400 feet a little bit if I need to, because that still won't be 400 feet above ground level. And I want to see if I can get that connection back. Okay, guys, so let's do it one more time. If you can, hang in there, because this is going to be the ultimate right here. So let's get this thing going one more time. All right, just got the home point updated. Let's go ahead and take this off really quick, just like we did on the last one, and get going. Gosh, I hope the breeze doesn't come up too much. Here we go. So same thing, guys, going out in normal mode, just pegged in normal. And just going to pick it up a little bit here. And remember, we're going in the same direction. We're going out straight towards those trees. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the wind. It's kind of swirly right now. It said it was 3 to 4 miles per hour, but it does feel a little bit higher in certain directions. It still said it was coming from the southwest, so let's cruise control it right here. And we'll just go straight out. Okay, cool. All right, so I know this is going to be a long one, guys, but just hang in there if you want to see the ultimate. And what I need to do real quick is change, before I get too far out here, I need to go into the settings here and change the height capability, right? So maximum altitude, let's just go the maximum here, as you can see, just so I can push it up a little higher once we get start losing signal. So boy, anyway, here we go. Let's turn this camera down a bit so you can kind of get that 2/3 view, and we're just gonna do it again. Boy, yeah, so all the same stuff. I'm doing all the same stuff I've been doing in the past video. And that was a riot, wasn't it? Seeing that thing just dodge trees in cruise control. Pretty amazing. There goes our owl again, starting to click. It is around, I want to say, what time is it? It's around 5:45 in the afternoon. And man, it was just dead still. So I'm like, you know what? I just want to do this one more time, just so I'm not like wishing I just picked it up just a little bit. Because like I was saying, see how I'm gaining altitude here? And that ground level is getting higher as we go up into this mountain. So even if I'm a little bit, like I said, over 400 feet from where the drone launched, the ground level is going to be higher. So between the ground level and the drone, as long as you're within 400 feet, you're fine. And that's one of the things I wish that DJI would do, is just give you the approximate ground level, you know. I know there's going to be trees and stuff, and they can leave that to the user to avoid, but why not just give you a base ground level? I mentioned this way back, like 5 years ago, when I was in Hawaii doing other reviews and tests, and they still haven't, for these consumer drones, they still haven't got any kind of AGL, so that's above ground level. All they have is the height from where you launched, and then once you get close enough to the sensors, the ground where the sensors can see the ground, which is like 50 feet and below, then it will give you a ground reading, but no above ground level yet. So yeah, I'm pretty close to the treetops. I'd say this is like maybe 70 feet above the treetops, and look at my altitude from my launch point. It's 217 feet. So I'm not too worried about going a little higher when we need it. So I'm still pushing up a little bit. Again, I'll have the same milestones as we proceed, coming out and hitting those levels. I'm going to keep it low until I need it, because everybody knows that, well, you should know that wind on the ground is usually much less powerful than the wind up in the air. And the higher you go up, the stronger it gets. So this is my reasoning for staying low and not hitting this wind. If it is wind on the way back, it is blowing southwest, as at least that's what Windy said, the Windy app. So I could go up into the wind column a little higher to help come back. Checking out that compass graphic again, the attitude graphic on the left. And I am seeing a little bit of wind to the right, and that's going to be the west side, and I'm heading pretty much straight south right now. You can see the compass there on the bottom left. So no droppage of signal bars yet, and that's promising. We're going 33.36, maybe just around 34 at times, between 33 and 34 this whole flight pretty much, because I'm in cruise control. And just see what happens, man. Just going in the same exact path. And since I wasn't able to push it, remember I started losing signal when it was like 58%, I think. I want to just try to get it down to like probably almost 50%, and then just spin right around and come on back, doing the same type of test here. Yeah, look at right here. There's practically no wind in this little valley right here. I can see that there. It's just slightly to the southwest, just barely a few miles per hour. So this will be great, man. Already at 78%. That actually drained faster than I thought it would, but we'll see. I mean, we are over, maybe we're just around 3 miles out, actually. If you look at that bottom number there, 18,700, 800 feet. So just around 3 miles, over 3 miles. We'll just keep on going. I'm seeing 1 bar down on the RC. No problem though. I'm just going to keep it right here until we need to go up higher. Might even come down just a tad. Oh, see, just coming down like a few feet. You see the RC turned kind of orangish, so I'm going to pick that back up just a little bit. We gained 1 bar just from going up like a few feet. Go up a little higher. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it here until I really need it. It's so funny. It could be like dead calm 1 minute, and then the breeze just kicks up the next. And it's just kind of sporadic right now, it sounds. You can hear the trees a little bit. Just pushing up a little bit here. See, right now I'm feeling a pretty strong, like 10 mile per hour wind coming from that southwest. That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna go up a little higher. Image transmission doesn't seem like it's doing as good as the last time. There we go. I just went up a little bit and got some of my bars back. Go up just a little higher to, I think I was right around like 380 last time. I just don't want to go too high on the way out because remember that's where the wind's at. It's up higher. So 68%, and boy, we're almost 5 miles out there. This is promising, guys. Hang in there because this might be the one. I'm just going to leave the sensors on. I know I usually turn them off, but I don't know. I'm just going to leave them on just because I'm a little gun shy from that crash. Remember in the last range test video, destruction test. Image transmission is weak, so we're in the yellow. There's that house again. Remember that thing right there? Remember passing this one, this little shack in the middle of nowhere. Amazing. Just gonna keep on going. Adjusting the gimbal feels good. I'm gonna push it up a little higher. See if we can't get another bar or so of, just really slowly go up. Just get a little bit more signal here. We'll just get close to 400 feet until we really need to go over that. And remember, that's 400 feet from my launch location, which is lower than this. So I'm going up towards the mountain. So, ooh, yep. RC signal is getting weak. We're 1 to 2 bars. I'm going to go up and watch that signal just come back. Look at that. RC, I got 3 bars back just from going up another 25 feet. Awesome. Yeah, I think I was kind of running out of signal right here. So we're in for a excellent range test this time. I'm excited. Signal weak. We're going to push it up a little higher. And then when we come back and we get signal, I'll slowly come back down as we go down the mountain.
Battery level is low.
Here we
Aircraft
go.
will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
Just canceled it. Getting a little nervous. Oh boy. Oh. Pick it up, pick it up. Get that signal back.
Return to home promptly.
Whew. So do you see I just completely dropped out of signal? And look at this. I got it right back because now I went up like another 50 feet. I got 4 bars now, almost fully pegged. It's kind of going between 3 and 4. This is awesome. So I think I will turn around, guys, right around 51 to 50 where I was last time. And remember we came back the last 2 times with over 10%, so I'm confident we should be okay with a little bit of tailwind on the way back. 55%. Dude, what is this? This is crazy. What are we, like 6 or 7 miles now? Can we hit 8? Can we hit 8 miles? Still going strong. RC signals at 3 bars. Come on, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. Hang in there. 54% power. 53. Wow, this is amazing. 35,000, 36,000 feet, 53% power. Wow, it's sticking at 53 for a while. There must be barely any wind out there. 36. Can we hit 37,000 feet? 37. Pick it up just a little bit. Okay, I think it's time to turn around, guys. Here we go. Holding and return to home.
Return to home.
37,396 feet. Oh, amazing. Ooh, we do have an orange return to home guy here. So this is where we want to get a little bit wary. But look at our attitude. This is awesome. So it's lower in that compass. So that means there is a tailwind coming at us. That is very, very promising. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this sucker up, turn off return to home, and put back on
low battery. Return to home promptly.
the speed control, guys. I got the speed control back on. That's scary. We're in the orange, so that's a little bit scary, but our signal is excellent right now. I'm going to bring it down just a tad. And let's just try to keep it in signal as low as we can with signal, so that we're in calmer winds, right? I mean, it is going to be hitting it from the left as well, so I'll just slowly bring it down as we come back. Just like float down here. Just really slow. Yeah, there is a little bit of a west breeze out there. I'm seeing that. Holy smoke. So I will have the mileage up, guys. This might be a record flight just because it's, I mean, I'm wondering how much it affects how when the air is thinner. Since I'm higher up in elevation, this is like a 7,500 foot above sea level elevation. I'm really wondering just how much the thinner air affects the flight time, and it's probably not really too noticeable when you do it a lot in a environment like this, but if you're coming straight from sea level to up here, I'm sure you are going to notice it. So here we go. I'm just trying to float down. I'm just doing like 1 foot every, like 10 seconds with my left thumbstick here. And the reason I'm doing that is just to really try as much as I can to use the least amount of power. You know what I mean? If you think about momentum and gravity and all that, it may be helping a little, just slowing down those propellers a tad to slowly drift down. Wow, 41%, and we are way the heck out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 something miles still. Incredible. I'm glad I did this. I mean, you know, I don't feel like I went over 400 feet above this higher mountain terrain, so I'm not going to worry about it. You know. Tell me what you think, guys. I mean, I know there's a lot of drone police out there, but tell me who's in danger doing this out in the boonies. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous when people don't want you to do stuff like this when there's no malicious intent involved. Meanwhile, we got planes crashing everywhere in the USA, killing people. And here I am out in the wilderness, not harming a soul. Think about that for a little while. So slowly drifting down, guys, slowly drifting down. Very slowly. Boy, we have full signal. That's great, man. I didn't expect it to have this much signal on the way back. We're pegged at full bars. Usually when drones turn around, the antennas aren't as good. But in this case, it seems fine. 36%, and we're still like over 4 miles away. 4.5 miles about, I think. Jeez Louise, man. I think we can do it if I just do this slow descent. and come on back with that breeze. Yeah, I can feel it on my face. That's a direct south breeze coming at me. So a little bit southwest, but I think we're going to be good, guys. All right, so I'm going to get it down here so we're reading under 400 on our altitude meter here. Remember, you only have to be 400 feet above ground level below that. So if you're flying over trees and other things and mountains that are above where you launched, it's okay. You're not going to get in trouble. All right, we'll keep it right here at 396 for a little bit. Let off the sticks and look at that attitude line, man. Yeah, there's like no wind right there. So we're just cruising. Fantastic. It's just flat straight across on the compass there, varying just slightly to the west. And that tilt is what we're looking for too, because the more the drone tilts, the more wind it's fighting in front of it. And I like to see that really low level there at the horizon from the, see the east to west line there where the drone is on the compass? The lower that blue line is and closer to that east to west line, that means you know that the drone is at its minimal tilt to maintain its speed. And 30%, I think we're going to be fine. Look at this. I can't believe this, man. Turning around at 51%. And look at this. This is incredible. Already under, well, just about 3 miles away. Well, maybe, I mean, we might be still cutting it close. I don't know. I'm not going to count my blessings yet. Does that make sense? Is that how you say that phrase? I don't know. I'm not going to jinx it yet. Let's turn off this low battery return home warning here, because we know all we can do is try to get home. And yeah, gosh. Oh, so to make it fair, check this out, guys. I'm going to record 4K. I did the same thing on all of them. Moving the gimbal just a tad. I know some of you guys are screaming at me right now. Do a focus lock on the center area and stop recording. I mean, I doubt that used anything, but yeah, if I was recording the whole time, which I used to do. I mean, I used to do it, and a lot of you commented that, you're using a lot of power. The higher resolution you go up and you record, you're using unnecessary power, especially for a range test. And I think that's reasonable. Before I didn't think it was that reasonable, but I've come around to understand that it does use probably quite a bit of power to record in 4K the whole time. And so, we might be saving a minute of flight in this entire flight. And I don't think that short 20-second recording really did anything. But I like to just let you guys see the clarity if you don't know about this drone and this is the first time you're seeing this. I'll have had that 4K video up. 23%. And we're in cruise control, going at a smooth 33.6 miles per hour. Wind is minimal at a southwest breeze. 22%. I think we're going to make it just on the dot. Probably like, okay, let's do a wager here, guys. Tell me what you think. I mean, I know this isn't a live recording, but maybe pause it right now and say what you think the percentage we're going to get home at. Are we going to make it home? I'm thinking maybe around 5%. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And any other questions or information you want to add in the comments, go ahead and check that down below and include what you want to say. That's part of what makes these tests so cool, is just, you guys voicing your opinions and everything else. I'm going to bring it down just a tad here. I'm going to start slowly going at a 0.2 to 0.4 mile per hour descent, because I know I wasn't this high on the way out, so let's try to make it slightly fair. Although you kind of want to be, maybe I'll go down to 350. You kind of want to be high if you're struggling and trying to sit power and work your way down, especially when you're out of power and you're trying to push that craft and it locks you out of any upward momentum, to try to hold it up. At one point when it reaches about 0%, DJI drones just lock you out of any vertical stick, and it just forces to slowly land while you can still move it horizontally, so you can still go forward. And that's why having some height is good. Wow, 16%. Just slowly come down. Let's get it down to like 300 feet. And then as we get closer and we know we're going to make it. Uh-oh. There is our warning. I'm going to mute that. Great function if you guys didn't know about this. Drag down your top menu, hit mute. I know I already mentioned that, but it's a great feature because that gets really irritating. But remember, you got to turn that back on. Wow, guys, I think we're going to make it. Look at this. There's our home point. Let's just not fly too close to these houses because we don't want to bother the neighbors. Boy, I thought it was going to be 5, but it's going to be like 10%. So if you guys said around 10, you were the winners. Man, and look at this. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. Stop our cruise control right here. Boom. Oop, oop. Stop. Wow. Guys, we're home at 10%. Look at this. Incredible. This is great, man. Bring her back to the porch here. Whoops, I just lost my batteries. All right. Same kind of catch. Nice. Ooh, boy. So guys, so that goes to show, I turned around at 51 to 50%. If I had 10% left when I got here, I could have probably gone to 45%, kept going out, and still made it back with at least 0, right? If you do those calculations, I know I miscalculated it in my Mini 4 Pro range test, and that was pretty stupid. I think I went down to 40%, but it just goes to show I could have even pushed this a little bit more, and maybe what I will. So stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see maybe one more. When it's a nice calm day like this, I might do the same flight down to 45%, because if we're coming back at 10, and this thing can fly for minutes after it reaches 0, I think I kind of want to do that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. We went a heck of a far ways out there. I know that was a long video. That was 3 flights, but there's a lot of information in these range tests, okay? And you're getting information on the drone too, like how stable it's flying, how far it can fly, how the signal is when it's being blocked by trees. And it just goes to show too, when you go up a few feet, you get another signal bar, you can maintain that connection. I'm glad I did this last range test because that was kind of eating at me. It's like I was not satisfied with that last one where we lost signal. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Lots more to come. Remember, I'm having a tracking test in this neighborhood here, in this high woodland neighborhood, and it's surprising how this thing did. I honestly thought it was going to do better. That video will be up shortly after this range test is up, so stay tuned for that if you want to see the real tracking functions in a wooded forest area like this on the roads you saw in this video. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Really enjoyed doing that with you, and I will see you in the next one.